Hey guys, it's Rick from Lunch and Baggers. It's Sunday morning, got nothing else to do. So what do I got? A little bit of toys. I got some really cool stuff here that I picked up from Harley Davidson. And I've got my Lucky Bell. That's pretty cool actually. I really like this thing. It's pretty neat. Little skull, Willie G logo there type of thing. Superstition, whatever. Anyway, it's really nice. It's kind of cool. I think it's going to go on the bike really nice. I've also got some really other cool stuff here from a local shop, Freedom Harley Davidson here in Ottawa. And basically what we're looking at is we're looking at some new Hiway Pegs. I'm going to be, obviously, me and Paco are going to be driving across Canada, so I need some Hiway Pegs. I kind of mixed and matched. I don't really know or understand why exactly I did this, but for whatever reason I felt that, you know, I should get the brackets from Harley Davidson, thinking I want them to not rust and be really strong. And for whatever reason, they're really expensive. Probably because they're good quality. That's what I'm hoping. And if that's the case, you know, I figured better to spend my money on the actual bracket part, and hopefully that'll work out for me. And then for whatever reason, when I was looking into the actual pedals for the Streamliner line, for whatever reason, I ended up going with something from China. Why? Well, honestly, what it came down to was, you know, I was looking around. COVID, of course, was preventing me from going to the store at that particular time. So I thought, you know, maybe there's a way that I could work around it and get something cool. Well, that and price anyway. The idea is that the Streamliner connection from Harley Davidson is like $100 and something for a foot peg. And I thought, you know, well, I'll check the used market. It was really hard to find something that was obviously already not scratched or messed up in some way, but ended up that I couldn't find anything locally or something that was relatively close by that I could just drive there and pick it up. So I ended up going on Amazon and finding from Streamliners. It looks pretty okay. I mean, it's not the best quality. I'm not sure if you could see that. The seams of the metal are not perfect, but the chrome's pretty okay. There's a little small parts that are pitted, but nothing that you could actually see from you know, in the driving position or something like that. It's on the crash bar. You're never going to see this. It's on the underside of it, you know, and most likely reality is I'm going to do some parking lot maneuvers at some point in time, and I can guarantee I'm pretty much going to touch down. So most likely I'll end up scratching them anyway. So do I really want to spend a whole lot of money on something like this? Meh, as long as it holds together. And, you know, for the price that I paid, I could probably replace them 3 times before I actually pay for the same price at Harley Davidson. As much as I love their material, sometimes that little sticker shock of buying something like that is sometimes a little much. So I'm going to go with the China make for now, and I'm not going to bother filming installing this on my bike because, you know, we've all seen that. There's tons of videos out there. You can check them out wherever you'd like, whoever your favorite guy to listen to is. There's some guys that are really great at it, and some guys, well, you know, they could probably use a little work, like myself. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go downstairs, install them, and I'll catch you after. Again, I'm down here in the garage, obviously, and I had to move my car to get it out of the way, and now I'm going to be working on the bike. I'm in the corner here because I live in a condo in a downtown area. So, you know, like working on the bike is not an easy thing sometimes, but I've got enough room to walk around and get around it and do the things I need to do. Obviously, the lighting's not really great. I'm working off of one of these 1970 little ball lamps. I don't know if you can really see that, but I swear to God, I think this thing came from 1969 or something like that. Probably the same light bulb in it. You know, all these LED things and whatever else didn't exist back then. So anyway, there's my beautiful bike, and I'm gonna get ready to actually install those crash bar, sorry, not the crash bar, the Hiway pegs, and you know, I'll get right back to you as soon as I can. Okay, stick around. Okay, so I've got them on, and I haven't, you know, tightened them down to a perfect level yet, but basically I've got them in the right position, right height. I've tested the actual position of the actual peg, but what's going on now is, before I go and lock everything down, I want to make sure that I'm able to turn my peg to the right angle of to match my foot. But then I also want to make sure that it's at the right height. So there's a lock screw to lock that in the right position. So that's basically what we're at. I've made sure that on the opposite side, I've got the exact same angle, same turn out, and the same distance from my actual, my boards here. So basically, I just want to make sure they look symmetrical from both sides. And obviously, you know, that's an important thing to get them, so that when you're on their bike and you're driving along the road, you really feel like your feet are even. You're not, you know, shifted to one side a little bit or a little higher on one side than the other. I have seen guys that have different angles on their boards because of cramps or pinches, nerves, things like that. You know, their back is not as comfortable, whatever. So they sit a little crooked as it is on their lazy boy. Well, this is, I like to be even and centered. So that's where I'm at. I'm gonna lock these up, tighten them down, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so here's another problem that I had, obviously, is the tether strap for the retaining of the lid broke off. Like you can see it here, it's not even springing anymore. It's literally just broken off because the winder is actually in here. So this is gonna be fun, because the only way to fix it is to take the backrest off, a couple of bolts, not a big deal, 3 bolts here, but take the backrest off, take all of my junk out of my actual, you know, back here, and replace both the strap at this end and the strap at this end. So that's what I'm gonna do, and give me a couple of minutes to get that done. Should take about 15 minutes, and then I'll be back with you guys, okay? There we go. And the new strap, of course, this time, Harley Davidson. Buy the real thing, don't get the stuff from China. I bought this tour pack online on Amazon for a quarter of the price almost of the chopped tour pack from Harley. And I gotta be honest, the quality is okay. I'm not gonna say it's great. Everything else, like the bracket and that, is all Harley Davidson, true to product, right? But the actual bag itself, pre-painted, everything else, yeah, it was okay. It came in scratched, but it was behind the seat here where it really didn't matter. Although I did actually ask the company, and it was a TCM something, whatever it is. Anyway, they gave me $100 back because it was scratched. I was good with that. To me, getting money back for something like that is usually easier than just, you know, returning it to the company, because there was a charge obviously for freight. So back at her, guys. And there we go. That's it. Installed. Guaranteed that this one, being a Harley Davidson product, will not end up messing up the way the other one did at all. Much, much stronger. You can just tell literally by looking at the actual strings, it's double the width. Like so much better. So China garbage, Harley Davidson. And let's face it, reality is most likely that piece is made in China as well, or Malaysia or something else. The only difference is the specifications that they actually go with are much more heavy duty, and definitely worth the extra cash, you know? So, what's going on here? There we go. Got to learn how to use those buckles. So, okay, now to put the seat back on. Never a bad time to clean up your bag and get rid of the stuff that you no longer need. Like in this particular case, wow, I really don't need this battery tender anymore. It's not winter, so out it goes. So here's a question for you. Has anybody ever been able to get things back in the box the way it came? I can never ever remember how the hell they got this into there. So if there's one thing for sure China has got down pat, it's how to fit shit into a box without getting in the way. Oh my God, it's tough to do this. So, on the shelf. What else do we got in here? Oof. Some shiny stuff. GoPro mounts. Cliff bars. Oh yeah, every bike has this, guys. Like honestly, just about every bike has one of these. It is the bag that contains the toilet paper, the woman's makeup bag, lipstick, all that other crap, right? Some extra thick gloves for those cold days for the ladies. What else? Sunscreens. Oh yeah, bungees. Bungees are your friend. This is actually the Harley Davidson bungee. Oh my God, this thing is incredibly tough. So worth like the 12 bucks or whatever it is that I paid for it. And of course, for safety reasons, the safety vest. You never know when you're stuck on the side of the road or you're helping some other metric bike on the side of the road, because, you know, people like to think that they never break down. I've had metric bikes, and trust me, they've broken down plenty of times. Yeah. And yeah, that's about it for now. I mean, I got a couple of helmets in here, shorties, of course, you know. Got to keep those around. You know, the whole Americans with the idea that they're not really cool all the time with helmets. Personally, I feel naked without it. To not have a helmet for me is, you know, I just don't get the logic. I get that you want freedom. Well, freedom doesn't mean that you have to be a little crazy with the safety. I've been hit in the head with rocks and all kinds of other stuff, and personally, I'd rather not get hit in the head again. You know, so to me, without a doubt, a lid is the way to go on a bike. No problem. Guys, everything's done now. We've got the tour pack strap fixed. I've got my pegs on. I've got my lucky bell on, tied it up in the front. Unfortunately, I didn't have any black tie wraps, so I had to use a white one for now. I'll have to find another one, and I'll give you a show and tell of that one. Basically what I did was I went up here in the front underneath. I'm hoping that you get to see this, but I ended up right above my oil cooler. You can see her right there. Little bell, rings, shitty looking strap though, but whatever, guys. You know what?
It works. It'll make my wife happy. And really, when it comes down to it, happy wife, happy guy on a bike, right? So that's it for today. We'll see you later. And hit the like, subscribe, and click the bell to get any updates from me, okay? We'll see you later. Ciao.